Live from WBFF in Baltimore, this is Fox 45 News at 10.
Our top story at 10 o'clock tonight, strong criticism from Governor Larry Hogan towards city leaders as the deadly violence spikes in Baltimore. This is a map right now of all the shootings and homicides in the city since Saturday, which has impacted all corners of the city. 8 people have been murdered and at least a dozen others have been hurt in shootings since that time. Good evening, I'm Kai Jackson.
And I'm Mary Bubala. Today, we asked the governor what needs to be done to stem the tide of violence in Baltimore. He cited 3 specific problems.
So number 1, we have to get tougher laws. Number 2, we can't defund the police, which is the mayor's plan. And number 3, we have to have a prosecutor that's willing to prosecute crimes.
Well, tonight we are looking at the roles Marilyn Mosby, state lawmakers, and Mayor Brandon Scott have in reducing crime in the city, and the governor's claims that they're letting crime run wild in Baltimore. Our team coverage begins with Jeff Abel and the fiery response from the city state's attorney and Mayor Scott. Jeff?
Well, this crime war has become one big political war, and tonight politicians are duking it out over whose plan is the right plan.
The city needs to just do a better job of focusing on crime. It seems to be the last thing that they're concerned about.
With violence spiking in the city, the governor today insisted the city's cure will not work.
We can't defund the police, which is the mayor's plan. We got to invest more in our police. And number 3, we have to have a prosecutor that's willing to prosecute crime.
The governor's action brought quick reaction. In a tweet, State's Attorney Marilyn Mosby wrote, "The audacity of Mr. Blue Lives Matter. The man who vetoed police reform, killed the red line, vetoed education funding increases through Kerwin, yet he never misses a chance to dump on Baltimore City. Stop only being concerned about Baltimore when it's politically convenient for you."
What she's trying to do is, with the situation she's in, trying to show she's strong and still doing the job, kind of what Bill Clinton did during the Lewinsky scandal.
Mayor Brandon Scott also fired back, saying in a tweet, rather than relying solely on status quo solutions and MAGA talking points, how about actually meeting with me to discuss violent crime, gun trafficking, or restarting the Criminal Justice Coordinating Council, as I've asked before. Governor Hogan, I'm ready when you are.
If you don't respond to an attack, people believe it.
Political scientist John Deedy says the crime war has become a political war of strength.
Bill Clinton said this to John Kerry in 2004. People would rather vote for someone who is strong but wrong rather than weak but right.
And Deedy calls the governor's comments part politics, part frustration, and says it is the mayor that has the most to lose if he loses this war on crime. We are live tonight. Jeff Abel, Fox 45 News.
Jeff, thank you. Well, the governor's also taking issue with Baltimore's representation in Annapolis. He says the lawmakers have prevented meaningful anti-crime legislation from passing the General Assembly.
We're not doing anything about the violent repeat offenders and all the people that are committing the gun crimes over and over again. 2 years in a row, we had legislation that would address that. It passed the Senate both times, an overwhelmingly Democratic Senate, and both times the House killed it with the help of the Baltimore City delegation.
But Baltimore lawmakers say the governor's claims aren't true. Keith Daniels is live with their defense tonight. Keith.
Well, Kai, Senator Corey McCray is one of the state lawmakers that we talked to tonight. Now, according to the Baltimore police map, according to that map, there were 62 homicides in McCray's district. That's District 45 over the past year, 5 murders in the last month. And tonight, what McCray and other lawmakers are doing to help stop the violence. In South Baltimore, another busy crime scene. This time, a man found shot outside of a carryout on Washington Boulevard near Whistler Avenue. Not far.
You don't do that to people. You need to talk it out instead of shooting people.
From Bonnie Smith's home.
You can't even leave your house, you get shot. It's not safe nowhere.
City residents running scared, hoping their city and state leaders can help them feel safe. We wanted to reach out to Baltimore City's delegation to the Maryland General Assembly. 22 lawmakers asked them what they're doing to help stop the violence. Senator Corey McCray, chairperson of the city's Senate delegation,
we are working on reducing the murders,
responded. Stephanie Smith, chairperson of the city's House delegation, did not. But Delegate Kurt Anderson of District 43 stepped up with what he's doing to help keep the peace.
I don't feel safe in certain parts of my own district.
If you don't feel safe, how do you expect your constituents to feel?
Exactly. So that's why I'm motivated to do what I think is the best thing.
One thing Anderson says he's done this year is help pass enormous police reform and community relations legislation, something that builds trust, which he says helps police catch criminals.
If people come forward with information on someone who's committed violence in the past, then clearly it's going to stop that person from committing violence in the future. And it's well known right now that much of the violence in Baltimore City, 90% of it, is committed by the same group of people.
As for Senator McCray, he's targeted liquor stores in his district by reducing hours of operation, now with a closing time of 10 p.m. instead of 2 a.m. A change, he says, that stops the killings.
After 10 o'clock, Keith, after 10 o'clock, when folks are drinking, they're congregating, what do? They may get in an argument. What happens after the argument? Someone may do something, a violent crime may happen. Obviously, they were happening.
Well, according to McCray, since that legislation, which went into effect last July, homicides in those targeted areas dropped dramatically, he says. He says more than 200%. Well, live tonight, Keith Daniels, Fox 45 News.
Keith, thank you. And now a current look at the homicide numbers for this year so far. Baltimore has recorded 107 murders in 2021. That's 15 more than this time last year and a 16% increase. Now, non-fatal shootings are up as well, about 10%. 206 have happened this year compared to 188 this time last year. Now, one of the more shocking recent murders was the sad shooting death of Ephraim Gordon in Northwest Baltimore. It happened just after midnight Monday. Gordon was visiting from Israel, seeing family, when he was gunned down outside of the home of his relatives. The community is not known for violence.
This is a great neighborhood. It's the neighborhood I grew up in. It's a very diverse neighborhood. Neighbors look after one another. And this is a neighborhood that we like to see growth. We like to see, more people moving into the neighborhood. And, unfortunately, situations like this are going to prevent people from choosing to live here. They're going to end up, choosing to live, in the counties and other places.
Police believe the shooting happened during an attempted robbery.
As the crime surges, the unions representing Baltimore's police and fire departments are at odds with their own agencies over staffing. Dan Lamparello joins us live with more on that story. Dan.
Well, Mary, both unions say their departments are severely understaffed and feel right now they don't have the resources to properly respond to the crime that we've been seeing grow across our city. Let's begin with the Baltimore Police Department. The FOP is routinely claiming on Twitter that the department is 500 officers short. The police department disputing that number, saying BPD is only about 230 officers short as of March. They say that number is the current budgeted open positions. Former Baltimore Police Deputy Commissioner Jason Johnson says the actual deficit is likely closer to the figure the FOP is providing, and that staffing problems will likely get a lot worse before they get better.
The future is bleak. Because even after years of trying with great intensity to increase the recruiting and retention effort at the BPD, the results are not good. And actually, attrition is increasing. And we would anticipate the attrition would continue to increase, and recruiting would be more of a challenge in the wake of really what's been an all full-on assault on law enforcement as a profession.
Now, meanwhile, the firefighters union